state of Texas will now be home to a new city with special ties to billionaire Elon Musk. This past weekend, voters in South Texas agreed to recognize the rocket launch site for his company SpaceX as an official municipality. Joining us now to talk through those election results and what comes next is Lauren McGaughy. She's an investigative reporter and editor for the Texas Newsroom, which is a group of NPR stations here in the state. Lauren, welcome back, and thanks for joining us from the Capitol today.
Happy to be here.
Obviously a busy day for you, so we appreciate you taking the time. Texas will soon have the city of Starbase. Talk to us about who actually got to vote in this election to create that and what your reporting showed about their backgrounds.
Sure. It's not unusual for new cities to be created in Texas. New municipalities are incorporated all the time. But what's interesting about this particular city is that the only people that could vote in the election to create it were the people living right within the area of the new proposed city. And I spent a long Sunday backgrounding all of them off of the voter rolls and found that the vast majority of the eligible voters in this election were actually SpaceX employees. And so it essentially was Elon Musk's employees voting on whether to create a city that he wanted down there in South Texas.
And it was an overwhelming majority of voters who said, yes, they want to incorporate this and make Starbase a city. So what does incorporation mean exactly? Are there any clues about what Musk or others in that area plan to do with the city?
So incorporating a city will give the new city and its leaders that are all SpaceX employees a lot more control over how this area is developed. It's everything from providing utilities to levying taxes. It also means they're going to have open meetings like any other city would. They're going to have to respond to open records requests. So a lot could actually change, not just for the area, but for SpaceX as a private company now that they're going to be considered a municipality.
And that will certainly be interesting to see how all of that city leadership will work moving forward once this is all finalized. But, a lot of reporting has been done about the concerns voiced by some in that area about the location of this rocket launch site, its proximity to Boca Chica Beach and the impact on the environment down there. But you just reported that SpaceX got approval to do more rocket launches from this site. What did you learn?
Well, just yesterday, the FAA, that's the Federal Aviation Administration, issued kind of a clean environmental bill of health for increasing rocket launches there at the SpaceX site from about 5 a year to 25 a year. They essentially issued a report that said they don't think any significant negative impact would occur to the local environment. And they only now have a couple more regulatory steps to give final approval to that increased launch cadence. But as you mentioned, locals, environmentalists in the area are very concerned about this increased cadence and not only what it might mean for local wildlife, but for quality of life of people living there.
Well, Lauren McGaughy, we will leave our conversation there, but thank you so much again for joining us to talk more about this. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.